Last block of So Jannelle TV, So Candid today with Vincent Rodriguez. It has been amazing. I hope you're enjoying this.
I am so grateful to be here. I'm having a great time.
This is good.
Do we have to end it?
I know,
is
right?
there another one? Can we just
because we're talking a lot. I mean, you know, sometimes you go to an interview and you think you have your guide questions. You think we're going to talk about this, this, and that.
Right.
And then you draw from the interviewee. Like today, I didn't plan to talk about manifestation. And it's amazing because the real you comes out, really, the authenticity.
It does now, but it didn't before.
How long did it take you to get through this? And striving for the acceptance of or the embrace of other people that's not really your tribe, it's going to be difficult.
It is, and I remind myself, when you're different, it's easy to vilify the people who are poking at you, bullying you, who are ignorantly saying things to you that aren't true, or who are just picking on you because they're afraid. Whether because I'm gay, because I'm Asian, or because I'm neurodivergent, so I have hypersensitivities, I can be sensitive, I can get really depressed and very sad, and I can get very emphatic, very hyper-focused, and almost intense, manic even, which is a side effect of one of the antidepressants I was on years ago when I was discovering what was the right dosage for me so I could be the fullest version of myself without having these filters of challenges that I didn't know were neurologically related and could be aided with talk therapy, psychiatry, antidepressants, healing. There are self-healing anti-inflammatory tools that you can do to aid these things. You can meditate, you can do breath work, you can walk around in nature, ideally without shoes on, feel the ground, the electricity from the earth, the sun, just being outside. Also, just being friends. Talking, expressing.
Yes.
And I'm saving the best for last, dancing. I've been dancing a lot.
You're also good at that.
I am.
I know. There's nothing you can't do.
Well, I put my mind to a lot of things, and when you're a kid feeling like you're not enough in a Filipino family, when your dad is like, you can't make money.
No matter
way,
what you do,
it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
And throughout my life, I've been training for different roles, and I've been letting my brain do whatever it does, even if I don't understand it. And now, I understand myself so much more. I'm more self-accepting, and I understand that I'm gonna hit adversity, and so bravery is gonna come into play. I'm gonna feel alone, and I have to remind myself that's merely a step towards discovering something that you need to break through to get. So on the other side of that thing you're afraid of, that you won't do, is a life that you've never had. And so every day I face that, and it's not easy. I face it every day. I have waves of depression triggered by these thoughts of self-doubt, and I have to remind myself that's not me. That's just our brains protecting us from something that's uncertain. Survival. But you know what? I listened to Bobby Lopez, fellow Filipino. I watched Avenue Q. I watched Frozen. And I'm ready to go into the unknown. I am ready to show myself. And I know it's going to involve me having to let things go. Like these are the titles of Disney songs, and he wrote them, and I don't see them as entertaining songs you sing with your kids or that you sing at karaoke. These have messages, and musical theater does that, and I think that's why I did it for so long with so much passion, intensity, and really created a relationship to it. But now I understand the neurology and the science behind these messages and how they've been said to us for so long. But now to hear Filipino artists who are at that level writing it into these stories, and now I'm a member of the Disney family. I have shows on Disney Plus, Ghost and Molly McGee. Kindergarten the Musical. I play a Filipino dad. Thank you very much.
Love that.
I sing. They wrote me some songs. And I was in Raya and the Last Dragon. I was in the loop group of 12 people who did all the background voices for everyone aside from the lead. So, and people screaming, that voice running by, or that conversation in the background. I did all those things on the Walt Disney Animation lot. I had a mask that was only for Disney cast members. The engineer behind us was the one who worked on Lion King. He worked on all those epic movies that I grew up with. And here I am, but I'm only here because I faced these things. I asked for help. I went through my drama, my trauma, and I kept choosing curiosity as opposed to being judgmental or self-critical.
And you also persevered, right? Nothing, like, you know, there are times when we feel down, we let ourselves feel down, but it's not something that we park in, or right? It's
right.
We have to go through it, because without going through it, the other side is so much better than, right?
Oh yeah, it's temporary. Like you said, parked.
Yeah.
When you hit that wall that day or in that moment, it's temporary. If you're in traffic, well, you're gonna stop. The car's gonna stop.
Right.
But we all know that you can't drive a parked car.
Yes, exactly.
So if you can stay parked, but eventually you need to move. And when the body moves, the brain grooves. Gym quick, like exercise, move your body, get it moving, because it'll tell your brain, oh, we're moving and we're grooving.
Or dance.
Or dance.
Yes.
It makes you happy, serotonin, all those feel-good chemicals.
So with all that self-realization and self-mastery journey that you're in right now, and that you're attaining for yourself, how do you choose roles? You talked about your future projects. Those are varied roles.
Yeah, they are. Well, I don't always have a choice. So let's just say, like, this isn't like, oh, you're Hollywood. They just throw roles at you.
Right.
People are not. I think there's an amendment there. Like, did I write that somewhere?
Right.
Like, whoops. Did I misspeak? No, but I do often get parts or opportunities for parts that are more in line with what I can offer. And that's because of having representation that is in line with what I want, where I see myself going, because you need a target in order to get a direction.
Yes,
got it. Have a target. You could aim for the bullseye, but get the outside. You aim for the stars, you get the moon. And that's what I did.
Have a goal.
Have a goal. So do I want to star in a major action movie? Absolutely. Will it be produced by A24? I don't know, A24. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Michelle Yeoh, my animation wife.
Yes,
you want to be in this one too? But I've auditioned for these parts and haven't gotten them. And ultimately, if the role isn't yours, you're not going to get it. You have to trust, have faith, and know that a no here adds to a list of no's, a pile of no's. And eventually that pile of no's is going to get a little wonky. And you're going to add another no to it. Now it's wonkier.
Oh, I like that visual.
And eventually another
tip.
No, it's going to tip and blast into a yes.
Right.
And you need a certain amount of no's for how big the yes is.
I love that.
So that was my voiceover career. 100 auditions and no callbacks, and my agent going, "What's going on? I don't know. Your reads are well." So I'm gonna ask a favor of a friend and have you do an English overdub. It's not as big of a project, but I want you to do it. So I did it. Found out I was good. Topple into a big yes.
That.
So like I heard no for voiceover. And eventually I got some help to get an English overdub job, which is a small job, they said to me, but it led to another English overdub job, which was Nudja, the first Nudja movie.
Wow.
Where I played Nudja's father. Fast forward to 2000 and this past February, the sequel came out. And it became the highest grossing animated feature film of all time and the 5th highest grossing movie of all time. They did a global theatrical release here based out of the States, but it went everywhere, Canada, all over the world, Australia, UK. And you could watch Nudja 2 in IMAX theaters in 3D and in surround sound. And I did, and it was really weird and cool, but it also was like, I've been dreaming of this.
Fantastic.
And when I got that part, it was a phone call. They didn't audition me. They're like, do you want to do it again? They didn't tell me that it was going to get a global theatrical release. They didn't tell me my wife was going to be recast as Michelle Yeoh. I didn't know any of that until I walked into the booth.
Oh, wow.
That's when I found out. And
how big it was.
And of course, Jannelle, I could do two things. I could go freak out and feel like I'm not worthy of this and get scared.
Yes.
Or I can go, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Just like the other day when I was crying in my car, I'm exactly where I need to be. Just like that day in the coffee shop where I wasn't sure if I was going to get paid for that thing or I needed some, I'm exactly where I need to be. Got to trust. And I did. And you know, I have another voiceover project coming in the next year, and things are really moving along in that way.
Rejection is not always that. Rejection is sometimes redirect. Actually, rejection is most of the time redirection. Remember, if you had gotten all the voiceover stuff, you wouldn't have paid attention to the small English dub, and then it wouldn't have led to this. That's one lesson. Another lesson is that whatever's meant for you, no storm, no typhoon, no anything can stop it. But if it's not for you, no matter how hard you try, even prayers, you won't get it.
Yeah, because you have to remember that if you say no to something, you left a space open for something else. You know, if someone says no to you, when they say when God closes one door, he opens a window. Another way to look at that is that is a space for you. So even if you say no, which a lot of us have a problem doing, especially if you're Filipino.
Yeah.
We always want to say yes. And if you do musical theater or you're an actor, you never want to turn down a job.
Yeah, you're always saying yes.
You're always saying yes. But there comes a point where you have to say no. But ideally, it's when you know who you are and you know what you want, which means if people offer you opportunities or jobs, auditions that are not in line,
it doesn't align,
then you get to say, thank you for thinking of me, but no thank you. And then when you say that, you're saying yes to yourself.
I love that.
And now you're available for the things you want. And ideally in that situation, you're reaching out to people, sharing what you want, and trying to be more curious as to how can I work with the people that I like or that I've always wanted to work with. And now you go from being a needy actor who just wants to network, you know, to being a colleague in an industry where you have something to offer. You are growing. I'm in class.
And you're intentional.
You know? I'm very intentional.
You're not just like, oh, I'll go and maybe see, you know, whatever comes up. No, it's intentionality, and it only comes, it's rooted in you knowing yourself. So that you know what you're going after. And what you're capable of.
Yeah, and it builds confidence in that way. Because then when you hear people, those people, maybe they say no, but if you're colleagues and they'll tell you why, and that might feel like a loss or make you feel bad. Sure, let it make you feel bad. Let it park your car. But then while you're in your car, you know, what's the light that's going off? And just figure it out, and you will. And you know how I know you will? Because you're here.
I love that.
You're just here. And so those challenges can really work for you. And you can take adversity and take all these moments where you're not getting what you want. And just remember that every time you try something, every time you actually do it, like every voiceover audition, I was creating characters. Jannelle, I wasn't just reading words. I didn't even look at I looked at the words, and then I went straight to the character, and I said, I have to figure out who this person is, this character, animated or not animated, whatever, and I need to find out what's my idea on how to enhance this so it can best serve the story that isn't mine. And so I have to use my analytical mind, my curiosity, my artistry, creativity, this idea that I'm going to collaborate with other people who I don't even know, who you won't meet till you get in the room, and they're on a Zoom screen. And you're like, I don't know who you are. Like, I'm the dramaturg. I wrote the script. I'm the director or the producer. And like, that's the engineer. I've never met any of you. And in 4 hours, they're so happy.
Family. You're family.
They're family. And they're so happy with what I did, but it's really what we collaborated on together in that 4 hours. So I'm just a cog, but I'm a very important cog, because without actors, you don't have stories. And that's the thing with AI. AI doesn't have a point of view. You can give it a personality, but it doesn't have a point of view. It doesn't have a history. You can try to prompt it all you want, but we are unpredictable. And we have life. And every time we go through things, challenging things, great things, it changes you a little bit. It can scar you. It can be an abrasion, but that abrasion reveals new skin.
I love
just
that.
like a snake. You know, and we're transforming every day, you know, like we're all little butterflies.
We're transforming if we allow ourselves, right? Don't get stuck. And I want to remind people that we're talking about Vinny's career. We're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about acting. We're talking about voice acting. But these lessons you can apply anywhere.
You really can.
Anytime, even
Yeah.
as an immigrant, you know,
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
about the jobs and and documentation and all that. It's something that you can draw from. And don't let people tell you you can't do anything, because that's one thing that you can spark your confidence and
Yeah.
your perseverance.
Yeah,
right?
because when you feel challenged, you can feel the hit and then stay down.
Yeah,
You know, and you don't have to stay down there.
exactly.
It's up to you to choose, to
Yep.
decide,
Mm-hmm.
to just make a choice, because you
Right.
can. We all have the ability to choose what we want.
Exactly.
You know, control the controllables. You know, and so, but immigrants though, Filipinos, we are so resilient.
Yes, we
When
are.
I was there a
Yes.
few months ago, I went twice in a few months,
Uh-huh.
and I was moved to tears. I went, wow, I'm Filipino.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how Filipino I was until I was in my home country.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize why I was so strong. And it's because of our history.
It's exactly.
That building.
It's in our DNA.
It's in our
strength.
DNA.
Yes.
But there's an example of it in the Philippines. It's a building that was burned down 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, you don't know that. But when you get told that, you have the opportunity to think, they rebuilt that 8 times. They persevered. They took the man hours, the person hours to rebuild that, knowing it could get burnt down again. But guess what they'll probably do? Rebuild it.
Yes.
And so the Philippines may be a third world country, but it's a gorgeous country, and it's filled with people who, just like many other cultures, are who they are because of the past. But what did they do with it? That's what really they've passed on, and now we're here, and now we're stronger than we could be.
Filipinos are people who refuse to get knocked down. Same as Vinny, same as myself as an immigrant, same as each one of you. And this has been such an inspiring interview. Go ahead, invite them to catch any of your projects.
If you want like cartoons, you can see me in Nudge 2. You can see me in 2 different Hallmark movies, Season's Greetings on Cherry Lane and Christmas on Cherry Lane on Hallmark Plus. You can also catch me as Josh Chan in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. You can buy episodes on YouTube and Prime Video and Apple TV. And as a motivational speaker, I'm doing speaking gigs throughout the holidays. I'm also a teacher, so I teach master classes in dancing, singing, acting, voiceover, and obviously mental health and mental technology to help you grow. Or if you like video games, you can even hear my voice in the Dune Awakening video game as Paul Atreides. And so if you want to connect, I'm available at my website, V Rodriguez III. You can also catch me on my social media channel at V Rodriguez III on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm Vinnie, VINNIER, and the number 3.
Unstoppable. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, catch all our episodes on YouTube as well. youtube.com/SoJannelleTV. We are also on Instagram and on Facebook. And we are on TFC, ANC, and KXLA. So, of course, catch us again next week, same time, same channel. I'm your host, Jannelle So, and this has been So Jannelle.